It's within one country, but all vehicles crossing the border to enter to Hong Kong have to switch from the right lane to the left because of the two different traffic laws. This is just a tiny example of the one country, two systems principle tailor-made for Hong Kong's return. Then Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping came up with this idea in the early 1980s. He said there would be only one socialist China, but special regions like Hong Kong and Macau could keep their capitalist systems. They would enjoy a high degree of autonomy except in foreign and defense affairs for 50 years. So, how exactly? Well, there's the mini constitution for this region called the Basic Law. It sets out the relationship between Hong Kong SAR and Beijing, the fundamental rights of its residents, and the structures and functions of local government. Chief Executive leads the SAR governments. The role is nominated by a nomination committee, elected by local voters, and then appointed by Beijing. This position is considered the core of Hong Kong's political structure. The Legislative Council is its law-making body. 70 legislators are elected from geographical constituencies and functional ones. Among all seats, 60% are pro-establishment camp and 40% pan-democrats. And they don't necessarily agree with each other. The judiciary system is a combination of English common law and local legislation codified in the laws of Hong Kong, unlike in the Chinese mainland where civil law is practiced. Wigs made of horsehair are still worn by judges in court, but now law requires them to use both English and Cantonese in courts. Quiet! Suk Zang! The one country, two systems policy had made Hong Kong a child with a supportive family. The Asian financial crisis crept in Hong Kong right after its return to China in 1997. Property prices spiraled down by half, stock market plummeted, at one point dropped by 1/4 within just 3 days. But Hong Kongers did not fight alone. In March 1998, the central government promised to protect Hong Kong at all costs, and it did. $15 billion were spent to defend the currency. The SARS outbreak of 2003 put Hong Kong on the front line of a global health crisis. Severe acute respiratory syndrome infected 1,800 people and claimed nearly 3,000 lives in the city. The Chinese mainland was fighting its own war against SARS, and resources were scarce, but it still gave Hong Kong its full support. It provided millions of masks and protective gears and dispatched hundreds of experienced doctors and nurses to the city. The one country, two systems principle supports Hong Kong in all aspects. The closer economic partnership arrangement, or CEPA, between the two sides and the Greater Bay Area Development Strategy all strengthened Hong Kong's economy even during volatile times. The fact that Hong Kong is both part of China and enjoys a degree of greater autonomy is exactly where its advantage lies.